Well everyone, Hades 2's full release is finally here, and it's already making waves. Well, would you look at that. Another indie game is the talk of the community, and another sequel to boot. Sequels to any kind of media are a fast way to get a strong reaction from a fan base, be it positive or, negative. And also, probably more so than most other mediums, video game fans have the potential to go absolutely batshit. And it's often quite justified. But with a game as big as the first Hades was, a sequel to it would have to be really damn good. No, strike that. Not only would it have to be really damn good, it'd have to be better than the game before it. Luckily, much like Silksong, Hades 2 delivers on all fronts. And in similar fashion, shows some very glaring issues in the gaming industry. The first Hades fully released in 2020 to great success. The action roguelike gameplay was nothing incredibly new for the genre, but it revolutionized it in how it expertly merged it with heavy story and character-driven elements, as well as the variety of RPG elements it added. It was great, an actual blast to play. And holy crap, is Hades 2 not an improvement in almost every single way? It's fast-paced and incredibly reactive. It has new mechanics that lead to more fluid gameplay, and the boons, holy shit, the boons you can get in this game have some insane synergies. Want to make the game harder? Sure, here you go. You get rewards for it too. Challenge runs with specific builds and parameters that you're also rewarded for? Why not? The first Hades had only one route. This game has two. It's what the 2 in Hades 2 stands for. The replayability is also much stronger in my opinion. Resource collection, familiars, cauldron spells, and more all lead into making no two runs feel the same, as cliche as that is to say. I especially enjoy the cauldron mechanic, whereby you collect materials on your runs that you then throw into the cauldron to perform a variety of different spells that vary in importance.
Like that?
You can cast spells that add various upgrades to the world during your runs, you can gain access to new weapons, and you'll need the proper reagents to cast a spell before you can fully attempt the game's second zone, Olympus. Not only do the spells and boons provide replayability, but so does progressing character storylines that are only available while on a run. And then the next time you return to the Crossroads, the game's hub world, stories there progress as well. It all feeds into each other flawlessly and creates a gameplay loop that just absolutely absorbs the time out of your day, but you enjoy every second of it, win or lose. Compare that with the overproduced games so jam-packed full of nonsense that getting through them feels like a slog. I can't tell you how many games I've just outright lost interest in because they don't value player time or care to make the effort to make their game a step above the rest. Pointless map markers that contribute nothing other than to check off a list to fill your giant open world with and other such nonsense. And to be clear, this is a carefully crafted sequel that feels very much in place with the previous game. Instead of cashing in on the success of the first game, Supergiant is taking their time to make the sequel the best game that it can possibly be. At the time of this video's release, the full game will already be out, but the majority of my playtime with Hades 2 has been in its early access version. And it already has more content than the first game, and honestly, lots of other games that cost a lot more money. Typically, I try to avoid early access games. They have a pretty nasty reputation, and for mostly good reason. For the majority of my playtime, the only thing about this that wasn't entirely finished were a few of the gods and the end. I've beaten several underworld runs, still working on Olympus, and the ending just isn't present. You beat the final boss, but everything resets anyway. And that has not stopped me once from getting the urge to kick Kronos' teeth in again, or to try one more time to beat Olympus. Like I said, the amount of content already present in the game and the sheer detail already there just shows the flaws in the AAA dev cycle. Instead of allowing the game to grow into itself and be built naturally, AAA devs instead shit out the first thing they can and then patch it up later, because they have deadlines to meet, and meeting deadlines is more important than actually producing a solid product. And right from the get-go, Supergiant makes clear what is currently available to do story and gameplay wise, and they've given constant and consistent updates to the game and to the community. They care about the game and the community, and they have a very loyal fan base because of it. Supergiant Games just rocks in general. I've actually played all of their games except Pyre, and they were all great. With a long track track record of making solid games, they absolutely deserve the massive success that has been the Hades series. We've seen countless examples of sequels or reboots that just outright suck. Buggy mechanics, poorly optimized experiences, and disrespect of previous entries are all very prevalent in the gaming world. Very much akin to my last video on Silksong, AAA devs just are not delivering in ways that they should be. Take what people liked about a previous game in the series and improve upon it. We don't need new, sweeping visions that end up failing or reinterpretations for a modern audience. We just want something good, familiar, yet new and fun. And Supergiant has done just that with Hades 2. It's fun, and the expanded upon concepts and new characters all just add so much to it. They have given the fans of the series what they wanted and more, and continue to plug away at it. Now that it's released, it'll remain to be seen what kind of updates it gets in the future, but something tells me they're not just going to release this one and forget about it. Okay, so game's great. Now, if you've listened to my videos in the past, you know that I have criticized points of derisive politics being forced into video games. And some people believe that Hades 2 is guilty of this accusation. But you know what? Even as someone who typically does agree with criticisms on that front, there are a few caveats that set Hades 2 aside from most of the other progressive slop that gets shit out. For starters, what about this game could possibly make it woke? The immediate answer, and likely the most prevalent one, is the depictions of all the gods in the Greek pantheon. Very few of them are actually portrayed as ethnically Greek, with many of the characters being race-swapped entirely. And yeah, it's admittedly a little off-putting at first, but a lot of these were already present in the first Hades. This is a sequel, remember? But let's be real here. Look at these characters. Look at how well and intricately they are designed. There is real thought here. I believe that these characters were envisioned and created from the ground up with these designs in mind. That's to say, it doesn't feel forced. It's not trying to say anything with it, which is pointless, but it adds variety to the visual presentation of the gods that you interact with, so it doesn't like kill the game or anything. And if you think it does, I don't know what to tell you. One thing that Western AAA devs often get criticized for is ugly or bland characters. You cannot say that about Hades 2. All of these motherfuckers quite literally have the bodies of gods. And while a lot of them are not created to be explicitly attractive, I don't think you could call any of them ugly or bland. This game largely uses the whole Greek god pantheon and setting as more of a starting place, and branches the world out in ways that definitely go against a bit of the mythology. And what else? What else? Oh, Melinoe, the player character, is a female who can romance women. She can also romance men. And it's not really something you can do by accident, so you can't just fall into it. So it's literally just player choice here. Plus, they're Greek gods. Bisexuality kind of just comes with the territory. I don't give a shit about this. So I think the complaints about this game being woke or progressive are off base. This isn't Dragon Age Veilguard or Dustborn where they beat you over the head with anything and everything, really. And it's definitely not a case of like race erasure or anything. And here's the kicker of it all. This game kicks ass. And these issues are very minor. So I don't care. I don't feel as if any agenda is being pushed, and I feel that at the end of the day, the devs just focused on making the game as fun and engaging as possible. Who cares if some of the gods might look a little different than how they're usually portrayed, and Melinoe might like to slam clam from time to time. I can't believe I just said that. So there you have it. A great game with great devs proving once again that AAA is where hopes and dreams go to die. What a sad state. With a team like Supergiant this dedicated to ensuring such a high quality product, big gaming studios are looking worse and worse. Who would have ever thought that a game can't be created by a committee of shareholders and a whole team of activists in the writing room? Probably anyone that's ever given it some thought with more than 2 brain cells to rub together. So you can add this to the list of games to check out next time you're wanting something new and feel yourself staring down the barrel of the most recent $80 piece of shit to drop from the asshole of AAA game development. And you'll probably get a shitload more playtime out of it anyway. Thanks for watching. Remember to leave a like if you liked it, and if you made it this far, I think that means you liked it at least a little bit. Let me know in the comments below how you're enjoying the game and what you've liked about it so far. I have reached my first milestone of 500 subscribers. I gave myself until the end of the year, but it turns out that thanks to everyone who subscribed, I didn't need to wait that long. I am so very appreciative of everyone who watches my videos, and an extra special thanks to everyone who has subscribed. arrived. I may have met my first goal, but now I want to see how much we can grow before the end of the year. I started in the 40s in March of this year, so the growth has already been crazy. All that said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!